ladies and gentlemen, is an interactive section with our sister who visits the alternative medicine hospital for treatment. And here are some good news we have to share with you, but let's hear from her. Good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Ogechijo.
Ogechijo. How old are you?
I'm 24 years old.
What's your profession or your discipline?
I'm an auxiliary nurse.
Auxiliary nurse. Okay, before today now, you have been having one or two challenges. We want to know the challenge you have been passing through before you have a encounter with alternative medicines hospital.
I was found to be a sickle cell patient when I was 8 years old. When I fell on the school under a sport, and I was taken to a hospital known as Japan Specialist Hospital in Jos, Plateau State.
Japan Hospital
In Plateau State, where a test was done on me. They found out that I am a sickle cell anemia patient.
Okay. So you were 8 years when your parents discovered that you were a sickle cell anemia patient.
Yes,
Wow. And since then, you have been passing through one or two challenges.
yes.
Okay. Since when did you start treatment with alternative medicine hospital?
I started the treatment with Alternative Medicine Hospital on the 29th of July 2020.
Before you start this treatment with alternative medicine hospital, what are those challenges you were passing through?
Started the treatment with Alternative Medicine Hospital. I have challenges like my eyes being yellowish, biting inside my bones. The bone biting includes my hands, my two legs, touching things that are cold. When rain or anything touches me, it becomes an issue. Not to express myself.
Okay, how many times do you normally go to hospital as a result of the crisis before now?
I normally visit the hospital 2 to 3 times in a month.
2 to 3 times in a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you said you are an auxiliary nurse.
Yes, sir.
Has this sickle cell anemia affected your profession?
Yes, it has really brought an effect to our profession. Normally, I was supposed to go further in education, but I remember vividly during the primary section, there are times that I miss my exams in the classes just because of this issue. Maybe when I fall into crisis, I'll not be able to meet up with the term since we run in the term. So it came to an extent when I finished my secondary school. The intentions of my parents was to become a nurse, but the opportunity was not granted due to the problem sickle cell anemia.
Okay, that's why you decided to go and study auxiliary nurse.
Yes, sir.
Oh, in your process of the auxiliary nurse, being an auxiliary nurse, is the sickle cell anemia, does it affect you? Does it affect your career?
It affects my career a lot. There are some times that I don't go to work, and there are some times that while even in work, I do feel pains, but I just use the effect of who am I to help out myself, but still not bringing up solutions.
Okay, during this COVID-19, have you been going to work as an auxiliary nurse, or it has affected you also?
It has affected me because immediately the issue COVID-19 came up, I was asked to stop because of the issue of sickle cell anemia being easily that you can get up infected. Already we are told that when already you have another issue already in your body, and then with this COVID-19 issue, the problem, we are even told to an extent that you can even die of it with another issue. So I was dropped where I'm working because of the problem sickle cell anemia.
Okay. Now, since you started this treatment with alternative medicine hospital, how effective have the medicine been to you? Or what are your testimonies of this medicine sincerely to the world?
Before 29th of July 2020, I had a crisis barely 2 weeks that I was rushed to Federal Staff Clinic, Jabi, which I came back and I started these drugs by 29th of July 2020. I noticed a very big change. Things like I was having issue of the bites in my bone, the eye yellowish, and uh, in the houses where normally I use slippers in the parlor because our house is made up of tiles, but because of the cold and everything, so I normally put on my slippers on. But I noticed that from the first week I started using this alternative medicine, everything changed entirely in my body, my yellowish eye. There's another form you can notice a sickle cell patient. When you get up to the forehead, you get a vein, only most on sickle cell patients. But I find out all those things started disappearing. My eye yellowish went off, the bone biting all went off. Normally when I enter the rain, I do find out that in 2 days or in 3 days time I enter crisis. But this time, after I have picked up taking the drugs, nothing like that ever came till now.
So you mean since you started taking this medication, you can have access to rain and the crisis has not come?
Yes, sir. Access to rain, as in I have bathed cold water, which I have never done in a very long time. A very long time, I mean. I have bathed cold water I've bathed cold water since I started this treatment for more than 5 times, and there was no issue with cold. In which when I haven't gone into this treatment, if I try bathing cold water or rain falls on me, it's very big issue. It may lead me to a very big crisis, and I may get myself in the hospital.
Now, since you've started this medicine, is a month plus now.
Yes, sir.
Are you telling me that there is no crisis since this period?
Since I came back from the hospital and started taking this medicine, there have been no crisis. Pain in the bone, headaches, every pain I used to have in my waist, legs, and everything went off.
Wow. Do you have some people who can actually testify to this testimony you are saying in where you live?
Yes, sir. Where I live, it's just that I am a popular person, well known in Durumi, where I live. So my neighbors are very good testifier of what they are saying. Some even came to me and told me that I have changed physically, in which I noticed all this while I have been taking these drugs. But they came up telling me that what am I taking, that my body, my skin have changed, that all this while I was looking like an old woman. But they noticed my face came out, my behavior and everything changed.
You said something the other time when you came to Native Medicine Hospital that your blood level was down. After you took the medicine, what happened to your blood, your PCV?
When I went to the hospital, when I had the last crisis I had before I came to the alternative medicine hospital, my blood level was checked and I had 22, in which I was advised to take about 3 pounds of blood. But due to money and expenditure of what we have spent in the hospital, I went against the hospital rule and came back. When I started these drugs, I noticed before the drugs I was weak. When you see me, you know really I needed the blood. My eyes were peeled, my hands, you notice they are whitish down to my leg, squeezed. But when I started taking the drugs, everything about me changed. The blood PCV increased, in which I went back to a lab to try to confirm a little bit an examination of me, and they did the last one I had. At least my blood PCV has come up to 28.
28. Wow. That's good. So now that you have started this, you are done with the first stage of the medicine. So you can testify that the medicine actually worked for you.
Very well, sir. The medicine has a very good effect in my body.
Okay. I remember one of your complaints the other time is that you hardly sleep at night. But since you started taking this alternative medicine, hospital drugs, what are the changes on your sleeping lifestyle?
The truth is that an auxiliary nurse, we were told then that when having pains and the rest, we know where we make use of pentazocine injection, which is a very addictive drug that can lead to a lot of damages in your body. So then I used to have sleepless nights, don't sleep well at night, and maybe a little bit drowsy, but in the night I don't have normal sleep at night. Maybe my sleep will be later day in the morning time when others are about to go to work, 7:30, 8, that is when I will feel up like sleeping, what I was supposed to do in the night.
Okay. What are those things you can do now since you started taking these drugs?
For more than a year or close to a year, I have pains in my legs that led to the extent that I couldn't squat down. Okay? And maybe going down to a chair to sit down, I used to support myself with my arms. But after I started taking the first dosage of this drug, I started moving my hands very well. Don't hold anything to support myself. My legs, everything is okay now, and they are all doing well.
What is your advice to the public, and especially those with sickle cell anemia?
My advice to the public and those with sickle cell anemia is there is a greater hope for you. For those that feel that they will die before, we were being told that when you get to 12, you die. A lot of news is being brought, but I want to tell you that today, with this alternative medicine, there is a greater hope for you to meet those that are planning to become doctors and nurses. I'm telling you, come up and prepare. With these drugs, you are going to become whatever you want to become in future. Your plans in life that has been cut short as the result of sickle cell anemia, there is a greater hope for us now.
Okay, you've heard from her, and that is the truth, that is the hope. With alternative medicine, there is a greater hope for you. That fear of death is cut off. So if you know anybody that has sickle cell anemia, please recommend them to alternative medicine hospital for the cure. We wish you all the best.